Good morning, students. Our next theorem is Cauchy's residue theorem. According to this theorem, if we have a function f which is analytic within and on a closed contour C, except at finite number of poles z1, z2, z3 up to zn within C, then the integral of this function f over the closed contour C is given by 2 pi iota into the sum of the residues of the function at its poles lying within C. It means integral of the function f over C. This is given by 2 pi iota into the sum of the residues at z is equal to zi. Here I varies from 1 to n. Z is equal to zi. These are the poles of the function f lying within C. Now to prove this theorem, let us take points z1, z2, z3 up to zn as the poles of the function f within C. Now let us draw circles by taking these n points as centers and epsilon 1, epsilon 2 up to epsilon n as radii of these circles respectively. So first circle we have taken as gamma 1 having the center z1 and radius epsilon 1. Second circle gamma 2 with center z2 and radius epsilon 2 and so on. Last circle gamma n with center zn and radius epsilon n. These radii epsilon 1, epsilon 2, epsilon 3 up to epsilon n, these are taken so small that all these circles lies within the closed contour C and they don't overlap. Now we can see that the function is analytic within the annulus bounded by these circles and the closed contour C, and therefore the integral of the function f over the contour C can be written as the sum of the integrals of this function over the circles gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma 3 up to gamma n. Now let us find the value of the integrals of the function f over these circles one by one. In general, let us consider the circle gamma r and we find the integral of function f over this circle. Now to find this integral, we use the definition of pole because we are given that the function f has pole at the points z1, z2, z3 up to zn. In general, let us take at the point z is equal to zr, the function f has the pole of order m. So by definition of pole of order m, we can write Lorentz expansion of this function in which the principal part will contain m terms. So let us write expansion of the function f as f of z is equal to phi z plus summation br z minus zr whole raised to the power minus r. R varies from 1 to m. This is the principal part and this function is analytic within and on the circle gamma r. Now let us take integrals in this equation over the circle gamma r. So in the left side this will become integral of function f over gamma r, and on the right side we have integral of function phi over gamma r plus summation integral br into z minus zr whole raised to the power minus r. R varies from 1 to m. Now because the function phi is analytic function, so by Cauchy's theorem, integral of analytic function over the closed contour, that becomes 0. So this term will become 0. And now let us simplify this term by writing the equation of the circle gamma r. Now the equation of circle gamma r is z minus zr mod is equal to epsilon r dash. Zr is the center of this circle and epsilon r dash is the radius of this circle. So from here we get z minus zr is equal to epsilon r dash into e raised to the power iota theta. Now differentiating from here, we get the value of dz, which is given by epsilon r dash into e raised to the power iota theta into iota d theta. Now let us substitute these values in the equation 3. So the equation 3 will become integral over the circle gamma r of the function f is equal to summation br into integral epsilon r dash e raised to the power iota theta into iota d theta. In the denominator we have epsilon r dash into e raised to the power iota theta whole raised to the power r. Here r varies from 1 to m. Now in this integral, when r is not equal to 1, in that case this integral will become 0. And when r is 1, the value of this integral, that will be 2 pi. So substituting the value here, this will become integral of function f over the circle gamma r is equal to 2 pi iota into b1. Now b1 is the residue of the function at z is equal to zr. So we have obtained the value of integral of the function corresponding to the circle gamma r. Now r is varying from 1 to n, and therefore we can write the value of the integral of the function f over the closed contour C, which will be given by 2 pi iota into the sum of the residues of the function at the points z is equal to zi. Now our next theorem is, if a function f is analytic function except at finite number of points of the singularities, here including the point z is equal to infinity also, then we are to show that the sum of the residues of these singularities, that is 0. So let us take a closed contour C which encloses all the singularities of the function except at z is equal to infinity. Now we can use Cauchy residues theorem. So according to that theorem, the sum of all the residues at all these singularities within C is given by integral of the function f over C is equal to 2 pi iota into sum of the residues of the function at the singularities lying within C. Now from here we can find the sum of the residues, that is 1 upon 2 pi iota into integral of function f over C. Also by definition, residue at z is equal to infinity is given by minus 1 upon 2 pi iota into integral of the function f over C. Now adding these two, the right hand side will become 0, and on the left side we have obtained the sum of all the residues. So this proves that the residue at z is equal to infinity is the negative of sum of all the residues at finite points. We can use this theorem to find residue at z is equal to infinity. Let us see an example. We are to find the residues of this function at z is equal to infinity. By this theorem, residue at z is equal to infinity is negative of sum of all the residues at z is equal to 1, z is equal to 2 and z is equal to 3. Yesterday we already obtained the residues of this function at the points z is equal to 1, z is equal to 2 and z is equal to 3. Substituting their values here, the residue at z is equal to 1, that is 1 by 2. Residue at z is equal to 2, that is minus 4. Residue at z is equal to 3, that is 9 by 2. So negative of the sum of these residues, that becomes minus 1. So this gives us the residue at z is equal to infinity. Now our next theorem is, if a function fz, which is analytic function, and has a pole at z is equal to infinity, then the residue of this function at z is equal to infinity, that is negative of the coefficient of 1 upon z in the expansion of function f for the value of z in the neighborhood of z is equal to infinity. Now, because we are given that function f has a pole of order m at z is equal to infinity, so by definition, f of 1 by z that will have pole of order m at z is equal to 0. So we can write Lorentz expansion of this function in the neighborhood of the point z is equal to 0. So its Lorentz expansion is given by f of 1 by z is equal to summation n varies from 0 to infinity an z is to the power n plus summation n varies from 1 to m bn z is to the power minus n. This is the principal part of the expansion of the function f of 1 by z. Now let us replace 1 by z here. So we get f of z is equal to summation n varies from 0 to infinity an z is to the power minus n plus summation n varies from 1 to m bn z is to the power n. Now let us take integral over the closed contour C in this equation. The left side will become integral of function f over C. On the right side we have integral of this term over C plus integral of summation bn z is to the power n over the contour C. Now let us find the values of these integrals one by one. Now the equation of the circle, because the center is 0, radius is r, so equation of circle will be z mod is equal to r. So z is equal to r e raised to the power iota theta. So dz will be r into e raised to the power iota theta into iota d theta. Now let us find these integrals one by one. The first term is a naught into integral z dz. Substituting the value of dz from here, and the limits of integration are 0 to 2 pi. If we simplify this term, that will be 0. Now let us find a1 into integral of 1 by z. Now 1 by z means 1 upon r e raised to the power iota theta. The value of dz is r iota e raised to the power iota theta d theta. Now these two terms are cancelled out. So we are left with 2 pi iota into a1. In the same way, we can simplify another integrals and we can see that all the other integrals vanishes. So substituting these values in the integral of the function f over the contour C, that is 2 pi iota into a1. From here we can find the value of a1. This becomes 1 upon 2 pi iota into integral of the function f over the contour C. Multiplying both sides by minus 1, so that will become negative of a1 is equal to minus 1 upon 2 pi iota into integral of the function f over the contour C. Now by definition, this is the value of residue of the function f at z is equal to infinity. So we have proved that residue at z is equal to infinity is negative of a1. Here a1 is the coefficient of 1 by z in the expansion. This completes the proof of the theorem. Now next there is a deduction in which we prove that residue at z is equal to infinity is given by limit z approaches to infinity of negative of z into fz, provided the function is analytic at z is equal to infinity. Now we are given that the function is analytic at z is equal to infinity, and therefore bn will be 0 for every n. So the expansion in the equation second, that will become f of z is equal to summation n varies from 0 to infinity an z is to the power minus n. Now in this summation, if a naught is 0, then the expansion of the function becomes a1 upon z plus a2 upon z square and so on. Multiplying throughout by z, this becomes z into f of z is equal to a1 plus a2 by z and so on. Now let us take limits as z approaches to infinity. On the right side, we are left only with a1 because all the other terms, they will become 0 as z will approach to infinity. So we get limit z approaches to infinity of z into fz is equal to a1. Multiplying both sides by -1, so we get limit z approaches to infinity of minus of z into fz is equal to minus a1. And by the above theorem, this is the value of residue of the function at z is equal to infinity. So we have obtained the value of residue of the function at z is equal to infinity, which is given by limit z approaches to infinity of minus z into f of z.